Maybe this episode you will.
something that I'm gonna regret. No, okay. Welcome back as we answer the call of the hunger. It's been a while. As we brooked for holidays. Last time we left off, last time we ended, you guys had a moonlit tryst with Horondadrolf and managed to survive, which in of itself was a bit of a feat. You also, however, managed to wrestle him down and get him forcibly to shape change back into his more communicative self. After doing so, you had a rather successful conversation with him and convinced him that he would go with you back into the woodlands and basically be bait for the parasite that is in Cinder. But he has some unfinished business and said that he would not do this until his business was concluded. You see, it wasn't Cinder necessarily, or sorry, how to put it. There was a presence nearby that Horondadrolf believed was the reason for Cinder's inflamed aggression inside of him. He believed that whatever this thing is, or whatever was going on locally, that is why he felt such a poignant calling from Cinder. People have been changed in this area. He felt a sickness. Something that you guys, a while back actually, had heard of was the Bilchester food spoil. And one thing that Horondadrolf knew was that he had come across some creatures that seemed wrong, profane, and he would slay them, and using the power invested in him as a lycanthrope, they would heal anew, but as a null, given a second chance at life. That, unfortunately, though, for some reason didn't work for all of them, and he is very confused by that. He feels a profound wrongness in the city of Bilchester, but also he is reticent to move forward. There is something that shocks him and haunts him and makes it so his body wilts at the prospect of going to Bilchester. Big portion of it is his fear of causing any other further pandemonium and casualties amongst the citizens there. So he asked that you guys go and figure out what has been causing this taint upon the land and help resolve it. The night sky broke out in eyes watching you as he discussed this with you. He said that he will find you in the Fringewood after you've dealt with the problem at hand. Armed with that knowledge, you set off to go towards Bilchester. And serendipitously, you were rendezvoused with a lord of the you were rendezvoused with a carriage driver who said that his lord is waiting for you and bids you welcome, extending the laws of chivalry to you. seeing no other clear sign of how to approach this, you guys decided to accept the welcome via the laws of chivalry, get in the carriage, at which point you are being escorted back towards the town of Bilchester. Now, we are going to do something a little bit different. For I would like to announce that we are entering what I will call an exploration encounter. What an exploration encounter is essentially, the purpose of it is to uncover information enough to see a problem and a path to a solution, right? You guys don't necessarily know what's going on, but the hope is to figure out what you want, figure out what the problem is, and to be like, hey, we want to do this now. We're concrete in what we're going to be doing. So what we're going to be doing is essentially we're going to roll initiative, and there's going to be rounds of exploration. During each round of initiative, you guys will be able to tell me, hey, I'm going to either investigate. So what does the description of this mean? You can look out for something. Hey, I'm going to keep an eye out for signs of blah, blah, blah. You can reflect on something, like, what do I know about this, that, or the other, right? So basically, you're going to give me something that you would like to attempt to get some information, and then you're going to roll for that. And then after everyone's gone, time will pass. So it symbolizes a chunk of time. And as we move forward, more time will pass, and you can keep rolling for stuff. But as soon as you identify, like, hey, that house is on fire. I want to go put that out. That's my thing now. Then we'll break from the encounter or whatever as you discover the problem and an action to progress. This will usually either roll into a social encounter or a combat encounter or something along those lines. Couple of things to remember. One is that if someone's like, hey, I want to go check out that house and see if I can find signs of a wizard or whatever, other folks who haven't gone yet can be like, hey, I want to do that too. And you guys can lump your rolls together and help each other with that task. Second thing is that if someone's off doing something or someone's thinking about something, just remember that to separate the difference between what you know as a as a player versus what you know as a character, right? Because that'll be heavily influential on other people's decisions otherwise. And yeah, so with that all being said, I'm going to have you guys each roll an initiative. And I will accept a couple of different things for initiative with this, but a vigilance, perception, or cool check is kind of what I'm looking for.
Vigilance, perception, or cool?
Mm-hmm.
2 and 3.
One and two.
2 and 2.
4 and 1.
Alright, so that just gives us a quick turn order. And ironically, it is exactly inverse of what I put down right here. Okay, so, as you guys enter into the carriage, as you guys roll down the road, you notice that, for the most part, a lot of the fields in the area look rather decent. However, as you guys get closer and closer in the day drags on, and you get further north towards Bilchester, the fields seem to turn into muck, and everything seems to be picked clean, so to speak.
We're in a cart?
You're in a carriage.
A carriage with the crazy rat man that's different than our normal crazy rat man?
There is a rat operating the carriage,
Okay.
driving the coach. Yep.
What's his name?
Sigolene.
Sigolene?
Yes.
Okay.
Sigolene Duran.
Oh.
As you're bumping down the road, is there anything, Ilya, that you'd like to do, look out for?
Well, we know that this is about fouled grain and crops. So I'm going to look out if I can see if there is like a hub for that sort of thing. I know we're just outside of town, so that might be kind of silly, but a hub where Protos is going to and from. How do the people look? You know, do the people look really sickly? Is there something eerie about their behavior?
Okay. Give me a either a knowledge people check or an investigation roll. The knowledge people check will be easier than the investigation rolls. Please let me know which one you're good.
I'm gonna do investigation because I've got some ranks in that. Oh, okay. 3 and 1.
Okay. So one thing that you do happen to know about the area from previous conversations and whatnot, and it's less so about what you're picking up from here, but Bilchester has a mill. A windmill that is used to.
Did we just lose you?
Your device. Yeah.
I can hear you.
My device ran into a problem. It's to restart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been having laptop issues.
You can hear him over the mic that I have on my computer.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But I think his camera's frozen.
Camera froze.
It should be.
Well,
My
it's just-
computer's restarting.
I don't know. It's not both of you
That's
guys'
2
issue.
days in a row that we've had some goofy issue. It's
Yeah.
that Windows 11 update.
Yeah, it's Windows 11.
Fuck Windows 11.
Yeah, still Windows 10.
Let's see if it just auto logs me
Same.
into that. Could have everything on.
See, he's not
Did
compatible.
anybody else's
Mm.
image of Josh
Heavens.
freeze on him with a very arrogant face?
Oh, very arrogant. Like,
Yeah.
let me tell you about Bilchester.
One, no, I just have a cube that's trying to spin and find things. Two, is it possible to find a still image of Josh that is not that way?
Oh god.
Oh,
Wow, and he's not even here. He can't even hear you to defend himself. But I think he'd probably agree with you. So,
Oh,
I
he
disagree.
snuck out stage right. Oh, there he is.
Damn.
Oh no, it's gonna be one of those situations where now I gotta switch everything over. Discord.
you got it. You got it. I believe in you.
Hey, at least it didn't take for as long as for his computer to restart this time.
No.
Yeah, but now it's doing this stinking thing where I think it wants.
You have to back out of Sloan and then go back into it. Probably. Like, roll 20 and,
What
There
faction
we
are you
go.
playing in
Okay.
Total War, Andrew?
Yeah.
So on my own, I'm still playing through the prologue. With Josh and Sarah, I'm playing dwarves.
That tracks. I also feel like you might like Chaos Dwarves.
I'm just gonna ask if you can play the Crowfather. Or
Yes.
Okay.
The Crowfather?
Plague. Nurgle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You can play Nurgle. Nurgle's lit.
Absolutely. Anyways, so you can see, you have known of a mill that basically most folks bring their corn there. Sorry, that brings their wheat there to get milled. So that is in Bilchester. One of the few things it's known for locally.
Oops, sorry, go ahead.
So while you're kind of ruminating and looking out upon the fields, what is going through Wretch's brain?
I'm gonna keep an eye out for any animals, and if I see any, see if their movements are normal. See if any of them are like lethargic or malnourished or injured.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a knowledge nature check or an animal husbandry check.
You lost me at knowledge. Animal husbandry is willpower. I am just gonna willpower myself into understanding animals. I like to think that I see a deer, and then I just like stare at it really hard with like my veins pulsing out of my forehead, and I'm like, it's normal. All right, that is 4 and 2.
Okay. 4 and 2. Coming across the horses that were pulling the carriage, you notice that they were healthy. They may have looked a little like uneasy, but they looked like well taken care of animals with no immediate signs of illness. Driving down the road in the coach, all the wild animals that you've seen, you don't see any because they're acting normal. There's not any wild animals up near a cobbled road with a carriage being driven down it, which is a good sign, right? Mm-hmm. Additionally, while you are moving down the road, looking out at any sort of fences that are nearby, any sort of like cows or anything like that, it's kind of hard to tell. You're moving kind of fast, no notice. It maybe look a little lean from what you can see. How about Bull?
I am balancing between passing out and trying not to get viscera all over the inside of the cabin.
Hanging in there.
Are you wounded or motion sick?
No, just I got very wounded, and then you healed me after I died once and almost again a second time with like 5 crits. But I'm still covered in viscera. We didn't take a bath.
Fair.
How about Emery?
Can I? Okay, I don't know how this carriage is set up, but I want to talk to the Sigolene or whatever you said.
So you guys are inside of a coach, and he is on a chair, like a bench. Think about like when they do like the ceiling knock, dun dun, to make them pull over, sort of thing.
Yeah, is there a little window?
Yeah.
At all?
Yeah, there's a window.
Okay. Sigolene? Hello? Hi.
If it please you, Mom.
So you said, who did you say was sending for us? Your master in?
Lord Einval.
Einval.
Yes, Lord Einval.
Einval, I'm afraid I'm not sure I know
Oh
Lord
my god, my
Einval.
computer just restarted again.
Oh. We're gonna be able to do
Oh,
this
we can
stuff?
still hear you, Josh.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm so sorry.
You don't need
But I can
your
still hear
computer
you.
to be
You can still
Lord
hear me,
Einval.
so.
Yeah. So anyway, so who's this, I don't feel like I know an Einval. Who's Einval?
Roll, I suppose. Einval is lord of the estate here. He runs the granary as well as the successful coaching business.
Oh, and why does he want to see us? I mean, how did he even know? Well, I'll ask one question at a time. Sorry.
I just need to have a mini panic attack about what the hell is going on with this computer.
Yeah? How the hell do you spell granary?
Gran? Nuri.
Yeah, that's not. It looks wrong when I type it. I can tell it's wrong.
Don't ask me. I misspelled liar earlier, and then it took me 5 minutes to remember
What
how
do you
to
guys think
spell
it
it.
is? Do you think it's
I don't know why it just suddenly.
suddenly crashed?
Did it have any prompts on your screen?
Big blue screen immediately with, sorry, something seemed to have happened.
I stand by Windows 11 statement.
Could be.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
He did the update yesterday
update.
after we played.
After we played. Yeah.
But it was crashing before though too.
Yeah, it did. It did have the crash before.
It crashed once, but then the computer stayed off for a while, and then it booted up. We played for hours with no issues whatsoever. So I don't know.
I don't understand.
Check for updates. This is your use immediately.
So, in the YouTube chat, Sarah commented on it, but Dustin and Andrew, while we wait, are you guys also hearing Sigourney Weaver? Because I swear to God, every time they talk about this driver, I'm like, it's her.
I like that. But it's a rat verse.
Sigolene, please, yeah, Sigolene Weaver.
Famed actress Sigourney Weaver is just devoted to driving us around as a rat person in her bravest
No.
role yet.
That alien money's been drying up.
Yeah,
She's
and
got
you
fucking-
really don't know what's going on in this city. It's surprisingly so.
Now I'm starting to look back through the things and see who else was cast in this that I didn't recognize. Like, oh, dude, Idris Elba was the werewolf guy. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
That's good.
Okay. Well, things are popping up real quick and easy.
All right.
So that's something.
Second time's a charm.
You
Yeah, I'm
mean
really
third?
surprised how quickly your Discord comes back.
Yeah. Normally it takes me a while to open.
Oh yeah, no, this computer learned a thing or two from Xbox. It is never fully off. Anyways,
Okay. So he said that Einball runs the granary and shit. And to which I asked, how does he know us? If I'm allowed to ask that. I know I just had one turn, so.
yep. So there's a pause as the carriage rolls down the road. I can't rightly say, ma'am.
Alright. And I turned to the rest of the party just real quick and I'm like, right? You guys, do any of you know an Einball? Alright, that's my turn.
Never heard of them.
When did you turn Italian?
Specifically Italian mobster
Ilya
from the
is
20s.
Yeah, I'm a Ukrainian folk hero with very Swedish and very Italian parents.
Hey, Sigourney Weaver, I never heard of no Einfeld. Don't drive the fucking car.
Hey, what the fuck are you doing? I'm begging mama's side.
Nobody wants to hear about aliens no more. Drive the car.
Get out of the streets. All right. So as you're asking him this, Ilya, you see the winged fan blades of the windmill coming into view over the horizon, and you guys slowly make your way in toward the town of Bilchester. I think I can just sploop you guys out of here.
Ooh.
So roughly speaking, this is what Bilchester looks like. A couple larger buildings, a couple kind of small shop business types, and mostly homes for the folks who run those, or local farmers. You roll in from kind of this direction over here. And as you get into the town, you do notice a fairly decent amount of people kind of come out of the woodwork, so to speak, looking to see what the commotion is, the carriage pulling into town. As you guys make your way through town in the carriage, we'll start back up again with you, Lydia.
So, thinking out loud here, probably the best place to poison the grain or contaminate it, I guess, would be as it's
Shut it off
leaving
again. I don't know what's going on.
Do we?
as it's leaving
You
the.
want us to take a quick intermission to see if we can figure out what's going on?
Okay, yeah, I'm not.
Oh, it's doing
Okay.
something different this time, I think.
Sorry to cut you off again. Yeah. Do you want to give us 10 and then
Yes, please.
see if?
Yep.
Alright, sorry everybody.
Okay.
Now his image is just him patiently waiting.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
The slightly pursed lips and the look in his eye belies the rage.
So, Andrew,
Yes.
why dwarves?
Why not dwarves?
They're stinky, they're short, they're stinky. They stay in their mountains and they're stinky.
Where are you basing their stinky off of? Is
Every
that a
time I play
historical
dwarves,
fact?
my computer emits a horrible purple smoke that smells terrible.
Well, that's just because your computer can't handle the power that is the dwarves.
Maybe my computer just knows what's good for it. What dwarf are you playing, and what are Sarah and Josh playing? Because I'm trying to think of what dwarf even is nearby any friends. Most dwarves are surrounded by assholes.
Yeah, so I am Ironbrow. Sarah is one of the lizardmen. She's basically right next door. And Josh is playing the Man-Eater mercenaries. So he's up north a ways.
Where the hell is Thoric?
I'm like right dead center towards the south.
Thoric's illustrious? That's what?
Is Thoric Ironbrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like right in the middle towards the south.
Oh, wait, you're not illustrious. I know where you are. You're next to Queek. Have you been killing rats?
No, I've been fighting orcs. Orcs or goblins.
Okay.
I actually haven't had very many fights yet because it kind of put me in a valley with not very many enemies.
Yeah. So Sarah's, is she a flying lizard? Tic-tac-toe.
I think so. Tula, I think is her capital or something like that. Some kind of TL word.
Yeah, that's tic-tac-toe. That's awesome. So, dwarves and dinosaurs are going to team up. That'll be nice. Okay, here's the thing. Don't tell Sarah's people that you have the capacity to wrangle and tame them, because you do have a Carnosaur you could tame as Thoric's faction. That's kind of fucked up.
I haven't made it that far yet.
I'm just saying. That's going to make diplomacy a little awkward.
But yeah, as far as why Sarah was asking questions about her computer yesterday, or not yesterday, but the other day,
Yeah.
is because I'm the first one to load in. Josh loads in after about 30 seconds of waiting. Sarah takes a whopping 100 seconds of waiting.
Yeah. So that...
And yeah, she sent her specs, and the first thing I saw was her CPU, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, that's a big one. If it's not happening in single player, then it could be lag, but it sounds like it's happening.
Yeah, but it is literally timeable to the 100 second mark.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you have slow load in, it could be multiple things, but the CPU is definitely the weak link in what she sent.
Yeah, what I'm basing that off of is mine is right around 5 gigahertz, where hers is half of that. and I've got 12 cores where she's only got 4. I don't think the 8 gigs of RAM is slowing her down too much. It might be a little bit, but other than that, I think she's still maybe has the game installed on a hard disk instead of an SSD.
That would increase load times by a lot.
Because they said they added an SSD, but not replaced the HDD hard disk drive. Yeah, HDD.
Did you get Space Marine?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna play that with Josh soon. It's hard to get that shit together in the middle of the holidays, and then post holidays I've been busy, but I want to play Space Marine. I have some friends who play it, but they're much further than me, and they're kind of burning out on the game. So I'm like, I don't know how long you guys have left.
Yeah, I still need to get comfortable with being forced to use mouse and keyboard.
I use the gamepad to play Space Marine.
Oh, okay.
Personally, I pretty much if I'm playing a shooter, I always use the gamepad.
Yeah, there is no option for a gamepad with Warhammer, correct?
Oh yeah, no, there's too many controls for that shit. Too many. How was your Christmas, dude?
It was good.
Yeah. Did you do anything with Alyssa's family or just your own?
I went and met her dad and sisters on Thanksgiving, but otherwise for Christmas she was on her own up there.
Fucking love Father Tim. Oy. We have Friendmas first weekend in February, right?
Yeah, I believe it's the first Saturday,
Okay.
which I think also happens to be the first.
Okay. Should be fun, hopefully. Potentially.
Yeah, so February 1st, which is also the first Saturday.
We went out to Colorado for Christmas because Grace has family in Seattle and family in Rochester. And the Seattle part was tired of driving all the way to Minnesota every time, so we decided to meet halfway.
Still a pretty healthy drive.
Yeah. Well, on the way there, we were driving through mist that was turning into ice. And on the way back, we were driving through like 40-mile-an-hour winds coming from the north, and we're traveling straight east. So it was like, I felt like I was piloting a ship. Like I just kind of had to constantly have the wheel slightly cocked into the wind.
Yeah, so was that in... Did you go through South Dakota at all, or was that all Nebraska?
Nebraska, where there is nothing to shield you from the wind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thankfully I haven't had to go through Nebraska for work yet, but South Dakota, pretty awful with the wind.
Nebraska,
Sorry,
Nebraska is really interesting because when you enter Nebraska, you can see all 5 gas stations between you and Colorado as soon as you enter the state.
Yeah.
Nebraska is boring as hell.
Nebraska sucks.
Yeah, I might have to go back there. Not necessarily go back, but go out there for work next year. Well, this year, excuse me.
Oh.
So
I think there was
been-
actually more to look at when we were riding our bikes through the desert than there was driving across Nebraska.
Well, at
Where were
least,
you riding bikes in the desert?
Oh, you went to Texas, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to El Paso, Texas and back, so we ended up in like the high desert area until we got into Texas. And then we were in like basically desert, whatever El Paso would be considered. It was 114 and sand, so
Oh,
Well, Jeremy popped in chat, and he knows a thing or two about Texas, so...
well, at least with like high desert, there's not a lot of features to it, but it's different from what you're used to living in Minnesota, and I have a feeling that's not the case for Nebraska.
Well,
Yeah, because Montana ain't shit to look at, but certain parts of it, you know, when it's not just farmland for as far as the eye can see, it's nice to look at.
Montana's mostly farmland?
So I wouldn't say mostly. It's
it's
a
like
lot of
mostly
eastern-
ranch, isn't it?
Yeah, ranch and farmland, but like central Montana and the northern and eastern parts, which is where I've spent most of my time out there. There's a
Oh, God.
lot of arid farmland.
Speaking of farmland, I tell you what, I would never buy beef from Texas after seeing their cattle farms down there.
Aw.
They're filthy.
Well, from the
All
road,
cattle farms filthy.
well, the one that we drove past, or rode past, was miles long, and there had to have been thousands upon thousands of cows just all crammed together.
Yeah,
like
it's pretty sad.
in mud.
Well, that's the thing. Is a lot of,
Compared to like the way that cattle are around here, where they've got all kinds of space, these were literally shoulder to shoulder for miles.
Minnesota cattle are the best cattle.
kind of the tough part about beef. It's delicious, but the circumstances are a little bit upsetting.
I've become a fan of pork because of my hemochromatosis shit with not wanting to eat a lot of iron because my liver goes yummy iron and keeps too much of it. Pork actually doesn't have that much iron because they don't eat a lot of grasses. They just eat whatever. So they're getting fun and inventive with that.
What is that? Is iron the thing that has to do with if you eat too much rabbit? There's some kind of sickness you can get if you eat too much rabbit.
I've never had rabbit. Hemochromatosis is genetic, and it's just my liver doesn't have a certain enzyme that releases iron when your body has too much. So if I eat too much iron, my liver's just like gonna drown in it.
So it doesn't process.
So you're over there with too much iron, and I'm over here with barely enough iron.
We need to
Because
just
I don't eat a balanced enough diet.
Yeah. Here's what we do. We get one of those.
Do you want my liver?
No. I got a solution for this. You know Mad Max Fury Road?
Yeah.
We're just gonna do the blood bag system, but 2 ways.
Well, we'd have to make sure we're compatible, or else we both die.
I'm willing to take that risk. Who needs a doctor? Let's just send it.
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, you die. Best case scenario, iron doesn't kill you.
Yeah. See, now Dustin's getting it.
Have you heard of the Amazonas 1600, Andrew?
The what?
Amazonas 1600, it's a motorcycle.
No.
Oh, it's my recent obsession in the world of motorcycles, but
Is it
basically-
something new?
No, it's a giant hunk of shit. So back in the late 70s and 80s, Brazil had a ban on imports of any kind of vehicle, but they needed motorcycles. So a couple of guys took a Volkswagen Bug engine and transmission and made a motorcycle out of it, and only 450 were made, but apparently it was like the worst hunk of shit imaginable to ride because they used porous castings for the brake reservoir, for example, and had 48 millimeter front forks and a whopping 50 horsepower on a 900-pound bike.
I'm sorry, did you say if it was a trike?
No, it's a bike.
It's a bike with a bug engine. Because I've heard of trikes with bug engines.
Yeah, but so instead of using the engine as part of the frame, like in more modern bikes, they made a double cradle frame like a Harley and just kind of threw it in there. And as much as it would be a nightmare to ride or maintain, since there's fewer than 500 in the world, I desperately want one just because it has such a cool story.
I kind of like the idea of those V6, those little V6 bikes that I can't remember who made them. Was it? God. Was it Yamaha?
I feel like one of the big four used to make a V5. But there is the Boss Haas, which is the V8.
No, this was like a production bike. It wasn't a car engine. It was just a tiny V6. kind of like what they were putting in the Gold Wing, but the Gold Wing is an inline 6.
Oh no, the
Well,
gold one's a flat.
It's a flat 6, but this was a actual V6, and they were supposed to be like one of the smoothest running bikes. Like you could stand a quarter up on the engine case while it was idle.
Oh, there's the Honda CBX is an inline 6. That was the smoothest motorcycle. We can. Well, you can join the discussion about weird motorcycles.
Yeah. Yeah, we took it over as a podcast, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back to Montana and Wyoming for 3 weeks this year, sometime in late May or early June. I'm super excited about, and I'm not going to get per diem because Enbridge is making LSC pay for it because we are more or less fixing our mistakes from 2024. I will be getting a field bonus though, so that's cool.
exciting.
Austin,
Listen.
did you write a book or did you loan him a book?
I wrote a book.
What?
You wrote a book?
Is it like 10 pages?
No, it's like 300-ish. But...
What's it about?
Okay, listen,
Is it
just because I
old people
can't
print?
read doesn't mean I can't write.
It's 300 pages, but it's only printed on one side.
Use the other side to write down your reflections of my work.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, it was like a pretty generic young adult fantasy book. It was good. I liked it.
But you wrote it.
I did.
It was
We
neat.
should be proud of you, oh, buddy. I'm proud of you.
How many spicy scenes are there?
It's a young adult.
Several. There are several spicy.
Are they all rats?
Oh.
The whole book is rats.
It's like squeak, squeak, squeak for 300 pages.
It's 50 Shades of Cheese.
50 Shades of Squeaks. Oh god. What did I step in?
It's like
Yeah.
that scene in The Shining, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, but it's just squeak.
Oh.
I hear our DM's beautiful voice.
I am almost.
I see his handsome face.
Yeah, I'm just powering up the world.
I like that your viewership has slowly gone up during this. And it's just like people are like, oh, I wonder what's going on with that D&D thing, huh? We're talking about motorcycles.
Right?
This
Probably
took a
more
turn.
relatable.
Yeah.
Like a DM group talking about technical issues. Yeah, that's D&D for you.
Okay.
That's
Well,
funny.
hopefully our DM is back online. So we're riding in a carriage towards a windmill to figure out if they're poisoning food there
In a village. Yes.
in a village. Which,
Village.
that village looks way more idyllic than its name would lead me to believe.
You think Bilchester is the name of all haunted
I think that sounds like a
enterprise?
piece of shit.
I think it's because it sounds pretty close to like bilge water, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, here comes Wretch's honest review of his guide through Bilchester.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, every time I rode my bike out to Eli's, I'd go through a town called Belchester, and I always had to stop there to get gas because it was exactly at where my bike would hit E,
Oh. Huh.
halfway in between.
That's funny.
So, what does Ilya think rolling into town here?
So I think my focus is trying to see how grain is moving through the town because that seems to be investigating the flow of grain through town is going to give me an idea of where the best place to contaminate it would be. And from there, I can try to figure out who benefits from it or who's involved maybe.
Sure.
Or at least get an idea of where to start looking for that information.
Okay. So coming into town, you can see as you are approaching town that there's multiple different avenues. Even in this picture here, you can kind of see that there's other roads that lead towards the granary, for instance. Aside from that, you're gonna need to like get out of the carriage and walk around town to learn more. So we're gonna give everyone else a chance to maybe have some conversation or do something before you make a decision like that. But you can definitely see, with the windmill being kind of what it is, would be actually give me a perception check.
I got you. Two and two? 3 and 2, sorry.
You can actually see a series of a building that looks like it would be a grain site off of the grain as well, the grain mill.
Huh. Okay. I'm gonna ask Siggy up front there. So, is this Lord Einval, is he in control of the grain production and its distribution, or how does that work?
At this point, you're clopping through the town over the cobbles. He goes, "No, my lord. Einval oversees the distribution afterwards and pays farmers for by the bushel for what they bring in. He mills it here at the windmill, and then sells it out of town." And with that, Wretch, do you have anything you want to potentially investigate, ruminate on, or socialize about?
Can I rack my brain for what I know about this Einval guy?
Yeah, give me a knowledge people check.
You lost me at knowledge. Ooh, I have 3 ranks in this. Actually, I'm smart as hell. Okay. Knowledge people. 2 yellows and a green. That is a triumph and nothing else.
A triumph and nothing else.
Not even the 6 in the triumph, just the triumph.
Just the triumph.
Okay.
His dice is worn out.
Oh no.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It didn't work.
Okay.
It crashed.
Well,
Your device ran into some critical process, died. Give them this in stop code. If you call a support person, give them this info. Stop code critical _process_ died.
Your critical process is
I'm
dying.
gonna take a picture of that.
One of them.
Yeah.
That's alright. Well guys, but I might just have to end it.
No!
Jeremy?
Maybe we can try again tomorrow.
If you
no.
think you can get it figured out for tomorrow. I might run a few minutes late because today's my early day, tomorrow not.
So tomorrow I have to do laundry and I'm gonna make dinner for my mom. She is in a very rough spot right now.
Yeah.
Chopper was a very important boy to her,
Yeah, the poor
so
pups.
I don't think I could make tomorrow work.
Yeah, totally fine. Well, I'm gonna drop this off. Sorry, boy.